So I threw up a little like Q&A thing on my Instagram story. So I'm gonna just answer your guys' questions throughout the video. First thing someone asked is, what are your first gym videos? Like the first like things I recorded in the gym. So these are them. It's a 365 deadlift, 205 bench, and 315 squat. I didn't really record a lot when I first started, so there's kind of like big gaps in the videos of like my PRs and stuff. Like I don't even have my first 405 deadlift on video. Obviously I've lifted a lot more than like a 225 bench, 315 squat, and 405 deadlift, but there's something about those milestones that felt so accomplishing compared to like other like PRs I've hit. I know they're nothing crazy, but in my head when I first started lifting, it made me feel like validated, or like, oh man, I got like a decent strength base now that I can do these. It felt like I really did something with it. I don't know. But yeah, those are my first ever lifting videos. The 365 deadlift is like super shit quality for some reason when like my friend texted it to me. My technique is like absolutely atrocious on those, but like when you first start lifting, you kind of feel invincible. So you just like, you just smash PRs with the worst technique, and it just keeps working, but it catches up to you. So don't really do that. For those of you guys who are still trying to hit those milestones, try not to overcomplicate things. A lot of people, they're really new to training and they're looking for like, what's the right program that I need to be on? When in reality, you just have to get your form right, and then you just need to train hard and eat more, and that'll do like majority of the heavy lifting in your progress. And then just take mental notes or write down the numbers you're hitting. Like let's say you do 315 for 3 sets of 5 on deadlift. Well then like 2 weeks from now, let's say you do 3 sets of 5 again, try to do 325, just like incrementally work your way up. That's what I did. I kind of just wrote out a 2-week program where that way I could just hit the same rep schemes and just repeat that over and over again until it didn't work anymore. And every time I'd repeat those same rep schemes, I'd just try to do 5 pounds more and 10 pounds more, like slowly work my way up. And you'll be able to do that as long as you're eating and sleeping. Like it's really easy when you first start. So many people overanalyze things when they first start. They think because of all these things, they're missing out on gains, like supplements, program, random little things like that. When in reality, as long as you like learn to train really hard and push yourself and eat, you're gonna make like the majority of the gains you can make, especially in that starting phase, and you'll get to those milestones super quick. Like I think it took me like 5-6 months to hit 225, 315, and 405. And depending on your genetics, like a lot of you guys could probably do it faster. Like I didn't have any sort of athletic background, or some of you guys might be like genetic phenoms, who knows. Someone also asked if beef or chicken are better for gains. I'd say beef is better just because it has more nutrients, and especially if you're bulking, it just has more calories overall. And a lot of the chicken you get nowadays is like so stripped of nutrients. But also it depends on your goals. Like chicken is super low calorie compared to beef. Also, it's like dirt cheap for protein. Like you can get a shit ton of protein for like a really small price. I don't know. I'm gonna see you guys when we go to the gym. Also, one more thing, a lot of you guys ask questions like about my camera setup or how to make videos. That's not really like the stuff I want to make videos about, but this is all my camera gear, editing software, all that. When it comes to making videos, it's not really about the gear. Like it can help, but it's more about what you do with it. Also, you shouldn't strive to make videos like me. You want to make videos like you. That's how you're gonna stand out. If you make something that's like unique to you and your like own creative mind, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Someone asked, do pump products work or are they just placebo? So for pre today, I'm taking Rect. This has a shit ton of pump in it, a lot of stim. It's one of those pre's that has everything in it. Code Nick at checkout if you guys want to try it, save some money, support me. But if you really want to optimize your pump, it really starts with that pre-workout. Certain ingredients don't really work the best
if you're not super hydrated. Like glycerol, which is in here, is one of the best pump products. But if you're not hydrated, you're not really gonna get the effect you want from glycerol. So you need to be plenty hydrated if you really want the most out of your pump products. Same with the food you're eating. And did you get plenty of sleep? Because if you got really shit sleep, your body is gonna be holding on to water. You're not gonna like how you look. You're not gonna like how your pump looks. So those things really affect it too. Same with sodium. Sodium is really important. So do pump products work? Absolutely. Are they necessary? No. I never really bought them before, like I got them for free, but I usually did buy a pre-workout that comes with it in it, just like this. For me personally, stims and stuff that affect your brain are more important to me than the pump. I'm not like a crazy pump chaser, but I do notice a difference when I have a good pump product. But yeah, pump products, legit. I'm gonna catch you guys at the gym. So we're just hitting bench. We're not hitting anything special today. I'm gonna just drop down to 275, do some volume work, just a bunch of reps. Low-key bench feels kind of good today, but I'm gonna just stick with that. I'm not gonna go too heavy. Okay, so someone asked tips for recording yourself in the gym if you're kind of shy. So honestly, there's nothing I can really say that's gonna get you over that anxiety or shyness, because it's not gonna be like, oh, no one cares. And it's like, wow, fix me, bro. I'm gonna go do it now. It's really like when you start going to the gym and you kind of have that anxiety when you first start going, like you care what a bunch of people think, but the more you go to the gym, the easier it gets. Like once you've been going to the gym for a while, you don't give a fuck, like you just go and it's routine. It's the same thing with recording. You kind of have to get over that initial hump and just do it, you know, force yourself to do it, and the more you do it, the easier it's gonna get. Biggest goal to hit this year. In terms of gym goals, I'd say a 700-pound deadlift. That would be like the ultimate goal for this year. That would be pretty sick. Now this one's more of like a far-fetched goal, but maybe 100K on YouTube. That would be pretty crazy. But that's a big goal. That would be tough. So someone asked, favorite sport outside the gym? Honestly, I never got into sports outside the gym. Like I never enjoyed watching them. I didn't really enjoy playing them. But a main reason for that is, so when I was born with a caved in chest. I've had like surgery to fix that. But what that did was it constricted my lung capacity. So I was always like shit at running and stuff like that. I remember in PE and stuff, like I'd actually try so hard to run like the quarter mile and stuff like that. And I was just so ass at it. And I didn't know why. I'm like, why the fuck am I like this? Why I never really got into sports. I see the appeal for sports now, because like sometimes I'll watch a powerlifter I like compete and I'm like, man, this is dope. So I understand the appeal for sports now, but I never really got into them as a kid. I was like, man, like I played sports just because like that's what you fucking do as a kid. But I was like, man, I would way rather be at home on my computer. So lifting was the first sort of physical outlet that I actually enjoyed and fell in love with. I didn't really fuck with sports as a kid. I kind of just did that because like, that's kind of what you do. Also, that's why my chest is like the most mid muscle group I have. It's because I was born like that. Do you feel content with life being able to do your own thing instead of a 9 to 5? So I wouldn't say I'm content. I want to go so much farther with things. A big problem I have is execution. Like I'll have these ideas and things that I want to do. My problem is just executing on them, making it happen. I've never worked like a 9 to 5. I mean, I've worked normal jobs. Like my last job was working at a restaurant. One thing I did like about it is how training was sort of just its own thing that I did and enjoyed, instead of like always having to make content around it and stuff like that. Because like I really do just love training itself. Because when it comes to content creation, it's not like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, it's insanely hard work, but it's really mentally taxing. Like, especially when you're like creating original stuff and coming up with ideas, like it can be really mentally taxing. Versus when I worked a normal job, it's like you show up, you do your time, you leave, you forget about it for the rest of the day. And like I can just go train, do what I want, I just forget about it. So I'm definitely not content, so to say, but that's just because I want to go so much farther with everything. I am content, so to say, with the path that like I'm headed down. Anyways, that's a wrap for bench. I'm low-key figuring out bench, sort of. I don't know, it felt really solid today. Like those sets weren't that hard. For 275 for those sets, I don't know. I liked it a lot. I'm gonna bust out this rest of the workout and I will catch you guys after. Okay, somebody asked how to get over a breakup or girls, some shit like that. Step 1, show up at their house unannounced. For real though, you're probably just gonna feel like shit for a while. Like that's probably inevitable. Like if you really love a girl, like she's important to you, and you split, it's kind of like you're losing a part of yourself. So even if you have a bunch of homies or friends and family, you still feel really lonely because it's like, that's like a part of you. The main thing that's gonna get you over something like that is just like time. Like over time, you kind of just forget about it. A lot of people try to get back at their partner, like, man, I'm gonna show that bitch what's up. I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna grind, like all that stuff. But if you're doing that stuff specifically to get back at someone, they're kind of living in your head rent free. Don't get me wrong, you should go focus on yourself and work on yourself, but you should do it for you, not with the intention of getting back at someone. Most of the time, they're not gonna give a shit. And by the time you're like, become something, you're not gonna even care about them anyways. Like, they're probably not gonna come running back, maybe. Still should work on yourself. That does help, just keep your mind off stuff. A lot of people, when they do stuff with like a vengeance in mind, they end up falling off. Like, a lot of dudes get into another relationship and that's when they stop going to the gym or stop working on themselves because they weren't really doing it for themselves in the first place. Thing that people tend to do, and I'm a victim of this, I do this too much, but like a lot of people play into their sadness. Like when you be feeling shitty, instead of doing stuff to make yourself feel better, or a lot of dudes or a lot of people, they'll like put on sad music or watch depressing shit on TikTok to make yourself feel even more shitty. It's like what your brain kind of wants, but don't do that because it's just gonna make you feel more shitty. I think a lot of people are a victim of that. I do notice when I'm just, I don't really have local friends, but when I'm, just texting my friends or just, chilling on Discord with a friend, I feel a lot better when I'm like feeling shitty. Like not even just talking about what you're dealing with, just talking to someone, because it keeps your mind off things. Because when you're kind of just sitting alone at home with your thoughts, you just overthink, you get anxiety, you kind of go a little crazy. Also, the same way you guys like to watch like a YouTube video from your favorite creator and it helps you get your mind off things for a little bit, I like to listen to podcasts because it's kind of like that, but in long form. Like they're just long, you can just listen to them whenever you're doing anything. That's what I like to do. It's tough though, because I don't know, when a girl hurts you, it's a different kind of pain than anything. Like, man, I wouldn't wish that shit on anyone. But you got to realize a lot of the time when you're in a relationship, you kind of idealize a person and make them out to be a lot better than they actually are. That's what like a lot of people do. And once you're out of it, you'll realize like maybe that person wasn't shit. Or maybe you weren't shit, sometimes you're the shitty one. It happens. You just got to grow from it. But yeah, you'll get over it with time. When you find that next person that you actually love, that's probably one of the main things that'll help you like completely forget about someone, is when you actually like fall in love with someone else. It was a canon event. You're going to be all right. Just give it time. I know you see TikToks and they're like, oh my gosh, it's been 47 years and I'm still not over her. That's because those people didn't like make any effort to get back out there, find someone new, so that's kind of on them. Like, be so for real. So you'll probably feel like shit for a while, but it'll go away. You'll get over it. I don't know. I'm gonna catch you guys at home.
There are many types of monsters in this world. Monsters who will not show themselves and who cause trouble. Monsters who abduct children. Monsters who devour dreams. Monsters who suck blood. Monsters who always tell lies. Lying monsters are a real nuisance. They are much more cunning than other monsters. They pose as humans, even though they have no understanding of the human heart.
Yo. A lot of you guys ask what headphones I use. These are the Sony WH-1000 XM3, but like a few days ago, they randomly just like stopped turning on. I can't really complain because they've lasted years, and I've like worn them in the sauna a million times, and they like constantly fly off my head during deadlifts. But then today, they just randomly started turning back on again. But I already ordered new headphones. It's like the newer versions of these XM5s. I like how these look more though from like a physical standpoint. But those like get here tomorrow, so I guess that's cool. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There is a Young LA drop on the 27th. If you guys want to check it out, I got like a link in the description. But you guys already know, if you do want to support me, you can use code Nick on Huge in Young LA, save some money. Give me some. New videos soon, I promise. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.